Here's your host, Chelsea Edwards.
Welcome to another episode of Chattin with Chelsea. I'm your Daytime Bestie, Chelsea Edwards. Today's show is all about women who said, why do I need to stay in one lane when I can own the whole dang highway, okay? First, we have Tanya Nolan, a Billboard charting powerhouse, making history as Galveston's first woman to top the charts in jazz, R&B, and gospel. And if that wasn't enough, she's also running child care centers so she can hit a high note and handle nap time at the same time. Plus, we've got Felicia Drake, who has kept the party going at one of Houston's hottest nightclubs for 15 years. And she also runs a hospice care facility. So depending on the day, she's either bringing the life to the party or giving end-of-life care. You never know. Either way, we are keeping it real about what it takes to be a multifaceted entrepreneur. All right, keeping it real, like this.
Where are all the normal female founders who aren't flying on private jets, who don't shop in Hermes, and who are somehow managing to juggle the school run, staying hydrated, running a business, having a social life? Where are you? Because I am you, and I can't find you. I'm so bored of seeing this performative, in many ways fake, because I know that some of these people are definitely hiring private jet studios to film their content in my feed. I'm so bored of the performance. I'm bored of the social performance of social media. I want real women, because I'm really bored of seeing this in my feed and feeling like I'm not doing enough. I want people in my feed who I'm like, I'm like you and you're like me. So that's you. Hi, my name's Amelia. Can we be friends?
Hi, Amelia. Meet Felicia.
Yes, I will be your friend.
Yes. You say same page.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So, okay, Felicia, we've been waiting to get you on here for a minute.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, it's so multi-talented, I will say, because you have grooves. I called it a nightclub, but it's a venue.
Yes, it's a venue. It's a full-service venue.
You have nightlife and all kinds of things.
Oh, absolutely.
Happening. Yes. And then you also have a hospice care facility and a medical transportation business.
Yes.
Oh, tell me about those two right there.
Yeah, well, the hospice care is not actually a facility. We go into the patient's home.
Okay.
So when that cycle of life reaches that particular part of the cycle, when we're looking at end-of-life care, we go into the home because you're more comfortable at home. So if you're at a home and you have a caregiver at home, your family's at home, and they want you to be there. When my grandmother passed, I wish I had not been afraid of the word of hospice because I heard the word and I just fell out.
Yeah.
But she was in the hospital. She passed away in the hospital with the tubes and the pain and the discomfort, and all of us, the whole family, had to go there to visit her. But now in retrospect, now that I know and I understand what it's all about, I would have much rather had her home in her bed, feeding her ice cream, just managing her pain and taking care of her during that time of life. It would have been a different ending. So that's what we're out there doing, just showing people that there's a different way than the way that they see it. Because we're all, my mother says this to me all the time, none of us are getting out of here alive. So as unfortunate as it sounds, it's literally a part of life. And once we start having the conversation, it's such an uncomfortable conversation, but we have to have it and understand that there's a better way to end that with your family, with your friends, and not have to necessarily do it in the hospital.
Yeah, thank you for making it less comfortable. I mean, less uncomfortable.
Oh gosh, I'm trying to make it we want people to be comfortable. It's never going to be an easy conversation, but if you look at it, there are different ways to do it and better ways to do it, and we want to introduce those better ways to do it.
Wow, so this was something that you started after you had the Grooves venue, which I've always known for a good happy hour and a good time. So what made you go into this whole other direction and open a separate business?
COVID. So when they shut us down, Texas was shut down, it was really scary. And I'm like, all of my eggs are in one basket. And I said, I need to consider some other things. So I started looking at properties, and I thought about going into assisted living and getting some counsel and getting some advice from people. One suggestion was to consider hospice. And so, well, you don't have to have the properties, but you can go into the homes and care for the patient. You just have to have, the clinical staff. And I looked into it a little bit further, and I said, this is something. And it's just such a beautiful opportunity to connect with people, to connect with families. So once I was introduced into the concept, I was really touched by it. And then later, probably within the next 2 months, was the transportation, which I'd always considered the medical transportation. I just didn't jump into it right away. But during COVID, it was like, you got to do some other things to make sure, your future is solidified. So.
Got it. So there was a need, like, to pay some bills.
Right. Yeah, that shutdown, it really was a scary thing. So, I was like, I need to make sure we will. But it turned out, because Texas opened up, that COVID was for the business and people in our industry, because everybody was coming to Texas with everything else closed down around the country.
So now that everything's opened up, you got your hands full. But I want to talk more about how you are balancing all of this. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. We are celebrating women with very different careers, I would say. Felicia Drake, you have a venue, a emergency transport business, plus the hospice care. Okay, so what does an average day look like for you? Are you splitting your days between your different businesses or among your different businesses, or how are you doing this?
It just depends on the day. So by the time Friday hits, it's straight grooves focused by Friday. So I've got a really great team, and all three of them, I've got some good folks behind me, so they can pretty much keep me going. But by the time Friday hits, I'm straight grooves. But then I have my days scheduled out. But what I'm doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which business has that particular focus during that particular time. And then sometimes they all intertwine. I may be at Grooves and we may get a call about a patient for whatever reason.
Wow.
Yeah, so whether it's transportation, so I have the young lady that does security at Grooves. I take my staff from every place. I find out they can do something, I'm gonna bring them over here.
Nice.
So she works at the ambulance service as well. So I may see her at the Grooves front door and I'll be like, we got a patient over here, I need you to go, and she'll stop it.
Oh my gosh.
So whatever it takes, we're gonna make it happen.
I mean, but that speaks to the importance of having good people on your team, especially if they're multi-talented like you are and do multiple things.
Yeah, I'm always looking at them like, what else you do? What else you do during the day? I'm always asking. So they're like, why are you asking me what I do? What else you do? So if they have time, if you can drive, I may make you a driver. All of my people do all of my businesses.
Okay. You got to get into their business in a way to really see where they might be a good fit.
Yes.
Okay, so what about Felicia? When does Felicia get some time
What's
to
that?
herself? What? Is there some downtime for you worked into this schedule?
You know something? It's not. Right now, it's not. And I'm kind of kicking myself a little bit because, again, COVID put me in a fear mode. So I moved on that. But I'm also about opportunity. So if I see an opportunity that may be fruitful for us, I'm going to take it. But before the two other businesses, I traveled probably every other week. I was somewhere. That was my way to get some downtime. But now I'm begging for a bit of downtime. I was like, I'm going to go this week. I'm going to go, and I don't get out. But it's rewarding to see what we're doing and to connect with our patients, and and then hospitality to healthcare. I mean, it kind of all is people stuff, and the people they rejuvenate me.
I love that. And you're a mom too.
I am a mom. Yeah, I suppose he's
He's out He's doing all the traveling you could be doing.
Exactly. I was like, gosh, I want your life. Yes, he's living out of the country. He's been gone for 5 years now. Yeah.
Were you always this much of an entrepreneur when he was younger?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't want to be, because my family, I watched my father, I've watched it. I never wanted to be. I worked at Chase in college and beyond, and up until the time I had my son. And then it was like there's something inside of you. It's like, you're not supposed to be here. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. And then you're fighting it, like, oh, stay right here. I'm going to be an international banker. I'm going to keep my job. And then one day it's just like, I can't do it anymore. It's just in you that, you have to do that.
And was that voice saying, go to open Grooves, or you had to play around to find out?
No, Grooves fell in my laps. Before Grooves, I had a marketing company. So I did stuff with hairstylists and barbers. I had a magazine called Salon Zone. It was a trade magazine. So that was back before the internet. I'm really aging myself right now, but around the time the internet became popular, like back when Yahoo was the biggest search engine. But you know, being a black woman, you couldn't find anywhere to go get your hair done if you were traveling. You know, you couldn't see pictures or get any information. So I decided I wanted to build like a search engine for hairstylists and barbers. And if you wanted to get your hair done, this is where you go to look for somebody that fits you.
Nice.
And so out of that grew a whole marketing company, and we started doing a lot of work for churches, doctors, lawyers, and things like that. Grooves came about by accident. It was not something I was looking to do. When the opportunity arose, I took it. And here we are 15 years later.
I mean, you are serious about grabbing these opportunities when they come about.
Yeah, listen, I tell people now when they come to me, like, you want to look at no.
Don't even show me.
Don't tell me anything else right now, because I will go and try to make it happen. So,
okay.
Yeah.
What's a lesson you've learned from maybe grabbing too many opportunities?
Right now I have no time for me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So I understand the sacrifice. So right now I have to do this grind, and then pretty soon.
Yeah.
I don't care about the private jets and all that our friend was talking about. That's not my thing. But just to have some time for myself and be with my family, that's it.
That's the luxury.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that opportunity again. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. Well, I believe you're going to get there. But before you go, I want to work you just a little bit more.
Okay.
Just because the business that you have with hospice care, you mentioned how, you know, people have an image of it. And I have that same image, to be honest. Like, you're in a facility that, you know, may not be the greatest or the cleanest or the friendliest, but you're providing this service where people can be comfortable at home. What are some things that people should be on the lookout for when it comes to choosing hospice care? I think that's really important.
Yeah, you want a hospice, obviously, that's compassionate, obviously that understands hospice care, that you know that when you have an occasion or a situation, you're not running to the emergency room. We're coming to you, and you want to make sure that that hospice is going to have that clinical team that's available to you. We provide the doctors, we provide the nurses, you get a whole team. You get social workers, you get a chaplain, you get somebody to come and pray with you if that's what you like. So when you elect hospice, that benefit, and you have to look at it as a benefit rather than something that's fearful, because you get so much with that. We provide the medication for the patient. We provide, if they need diapers, if they need medical equipment, we bring in the hospital bed. So all the things you might get at a hospital, we do it from the comfort of your home with you and your family, with your caregiver. It's not a full-time 24 hours, but we're available 24 hours. So you may call to go to the emergency room. You don't do that. You call us.
Oh, I love that. I love that it's an option. Learning more and more about this. Thank you so much for giving us a view into your fascinating world.
Thank you.
Thank you. When we come back, we've got Tanya Nolan. She's a singer and she has daycare. It's like, what? They're doing it all, these women. We'll be right back after this. Tanya Nolan is a powerhouse singer, songwriter, and also a daycare owner.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. First of all, welcome to Chattin With Chelsea.
Oh, thank you very much.
This
Beautiful set, this lovely show. I watch you all the time.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I first saw you on our New Year's special. So we hadn't met close up, but from a distance. I was in the background. I was like, okay, go girl. So it is great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
This was a surprise to me. Like, I knew about your music and you have such a large fan base, but you have a whole other business.
Yes, a few. Yes.
What came first? Was it singing or daycare ownership?
Okay. It was singing first at the age of 15.
Okay. All right.
Life was life, and daycare fell into my lap as well. I got a call from one of my sisters, and she was like, hey, such and such is moving out of this building. It was a daycare center. Would you consider, chiming into it?
Yeah.
That's how it started. And it's Nolan's Child Care Center was my first daycare center, 902 32nd Street. Give a shout out to my director, Lisa Lee.
Okay.
But right there in Galveston, Texas, that was my first daycare center, Nolan Child Care Center. That life be life.
Yep, life
ran
does.
across another facility, which is, I named it Better Child Care Center, owned by me and Kimberly Crawford. Better Child Care Center is on 10.53 acres. It's a luxury licensed child care facility and the largest child care facility in the state of Texas.
Is that where you have the goats?
The goats, the turkeys, the chickens, the horses. a huge fishing pond with my favorite fish, which is sea bass.
Wow.
So we do allow our kids to catch and release. And shout out to Gail Jackson, my director over there. Lots of amenities. A huge pool for the kids and adults. We have a huge go-kart racing track where the kids are able to get on the go-kart. I'm leaving out so much.
I mean, it sounds like paradise for the kids.
It is, and we made it whereas if I did not want to take our kids elsewhere out on a field trip, the field trip is right there at the center.
There.
Yes.
All right, so you want people to know that there are certain things that they should ask when they are looking for a child care center. If they, not necessarily goats, but
right.
there are certain standards that parents should look for.
Absolutely. You want to follow the licensing minimum standards. For whatever state that you're in, you want to make sure that that center is abiding by the minimum standards. You want to pay attention to cleanliness, how they are reacting to the kids. You want to make sure that they are being patient, that they're being lovable. When a kid is having what you call a moment, those are the things that you want to pay attention to, and you want to ask as many questions as possible. One big alert is if they do not want to answer your questions, that means that is not the place for you.
So if they're dodging,
move around,
find another one.
Yes.
So typically a parent might go and do a site visit. What's the recommendation? Do we do multiple visits? Do we do longer visits?
Please pop up.
Okay.
Also, once again, when you pop up, ask questions, pay attention to detail. Look around, see how your kid is doing without your child seeing you. Pay attention to the smell. Okay. Once again, cleanliness. See if things is all scattered and everywhere. It should not be. At my center, when they walk in, I pay attention to that smell at all times. As a matter of fact, there's no poo-poo diapers at all.
At all.
Left inside my facility. As soon as they do a number 2, it is out the door.
Oh wow.
So it's just things like that. I have a tad bit of OCD, and my team knows it.
Okay.
And they don't know that I know this, but I'm the red nose alert. So I didn't caught them saying it. Red nose alert. I must be the red nose alert. And so they don't have to do all the spraying since I'm red nose alert, but they gonna spray just in case. So those things are important. But yes, multiple pop-ups. And if some centers allow you to chime in video, that as well.
Okay.
Yes.
How did you get so well versed on all the things that it takes to have a well-maintained center?
Okay, I had a nice lady. She was one of my first reps. Her name is Peggy Thomas. Peggy Thomas was a beast. She was on it big time. She taught me and paved the way. Hey, you have to do it this way. As long as you are following the minimum standards, you are good. Pay attention even when it comes to the parents and actually allowing my staff, I rather call them my team, they have to take classes because different kids, I'm telling you, they're humans, but they challenging.
You did that head tilt thing.
Yes.
When you say, different kids, like you had some memories pop up right
I
there.
have a plan, but one thing that's going to make you guys laugh. So, and I miss her. It was a set of twins, okay?
Okay.
They would come from a challenging household. I'm gonna put it to you that way. She had them both, she had one of them in her hand, okay? The other one was, on the floor, okay? So once again, these kids are challenging. One of them got her on her personal spot, bit her. Right up in it, bit her.
Wow.
And as she screamed and walking forward, the other one purposely ran in front of her and tripped her.
Wow.
She's no longer working for me, and I begged her to stay. She's a Miss Tanya, I can't take it no more. Like, I can't do it anymore.
Wow.
So those are some of the challenging situations. She kind of sort of, that just took it over edge. The baby had more than 5 teeth and got her.
Gosh.
Got her. So it's things like that. So I tell these stories. Actually, some of the newbies that comes along say, "Hey, this how would you handle this?"
Yeah. That's good.
How would you handle this?
That's good.
So,
okay, so you put all of this life experience, or at least some of it, in a book.
Yes.
At this point.
Yes, been through it. And here's another key point that I'm going to. I would like to say that I'm a trendsetter in this industry.
Okay.
But one of the things that saves me, as soon as there's a diaper change, during the diaper change, we put the time and the date.
Oh, nice.
And this is the reason why. If your kid is going to be picked up by 4 o'clock and we just changed their diaper at 3:58, if they did a number 2 or whatever, it was on your time.
Okay.
Do not say, "Hey, I just picked up my baby and his diaper was soiled." No matter what time is on that diaper. And another thing, I make sure that my teachers are paying attention to the kids' noses, paying attention to making sure that their diaper is good. We send them back home clean, and we want them to come to us in the morning.
Man, that is life changing right there. Putting the time on the diaper. I mean, even parents can do that at home. Keep track, especially.
Yes.
Okay, so who changed the baby last? Or we got the time stamp. I love that. That is so helpful.
Thank you.
All right, so who is the book for?
The book is for parents, and the book is also for teachers and caregivers, because it has a little bit of something for everybody.
Okay, all right. Where can we get the book?
Amazon.
Okay.
Amazon,
Title
Do's and Don'ts of Childcare, the Dummy's Guide of Do's and Don'ts of Childcare. Amazon, please go get that.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing some gems.
Thank you.
Man, it's so good to see you.
Likewise.
Once again. All right, you guys, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Thank you to both our guests for sharing both of their worlds today. And thank you for watching this episode of Chattin' with Chelsea. Please subscribe to our YouTube at Chattin' with Chelsea. Keep up with us on social at Chelsea Show Fox, wardrobe provided by Curzar Cache Boutique. We'll see you on the next Chattin' with Chelsea.